In this video, I'm going to teach you how to design a great looking website for free without any technical experience whatsoever. And the first thing I want to do is I want to dispel some of the myths because a lot of people are afraid about designing their own website. So number one, it doesn't require a lot of money to begin at all. In fact, you can get started for less than $3 per month. You also do not need to be technical to begin. You don't have to know how to design any sort of websites. You don't have to be a developer. You don't need to hire a developer. And you can actually launch a great looking website within a day. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. So by the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully functional website and blog, and you will have my custom WordPress theme that I designed just for you to create a great looking website. And you will understand how you can design your own website without any technical experience whatsoever. And the theme that you're going to receive looks like this picture on the right. And if this theme looks familiar, it's because it's the exact same template that we use to launch our podcast. All right, and so if you guys are ready to begin, here are just some assumptions and requirements before you should start watching this video. So first things first, you need to have WordPress installed. So please sign up for Bluehost using this link and install WordPress. Then send your Bluehost receipt to tony@profitableaudience.com and we will send you this theme for this design for free. Then I want you to sign up for our free 60 mini course over at profitableaudience.com/free. And it will walk you through a multiple day course that will teach you exactly what you need to start a successful blog. Now, once you have WordPress installed and you're signed up for our list, here's what you need to have installed on your WordPress site. Don't worry, I'll go through all these steps step by step, but I'm just telling you what to expect here. One, you need my WordPress theme, which I will send to you. You need to have the Site Origin Page Builder plugin installed. You also need the Site Origin's widget bundle installed, and you will also need the Classic Editor plugin installed. And once again, don't worry, I'm going to walk you through a complete demo in just a second here. Okay, so this is exactly what the theme is going to look like once you have it installed. And as you can see here, I installed some of our own graphics to make it, but I'm just going to scroll down and show you what you're getting here. This is what the website's going to look like. This is what the blog page looks like with all of your posts, and I just have 2 sample posts here. You'll be able to customize the sidebar however you want. You'll be able to customize the footer however you want. And this is what a sample post looks like as well. You can just write a post. And this is what a sample web page that you can make and create and add whatever you want to. All right, so this is what you're going to get. And this is what I'm going to show you how to design step by step. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and begin. The first thing that you need to do is you need to go to your WordPress backend. And that's simply located at your domain /wp-admin. Log in and you'll see a screen like this. All right, now the first step is to install all the different plugins that you need. So I'm going to go down to plugins and click on plugins, and then I want you to click on add new. And these are the plugins that you need. The first one is called the Classic Editor plugin. So you're going to want to click on install now and then activate to activate this plugin. I've already done this step, that's why you don't see the install now button here, but you need the Classic Editor plugin. Then in the search bar, I want you to type in Site Origin. And I want you to install the Page Builder by Site Origin. So once again, install now followed by activate. And then I also want you to install the Site Origin Widgets bundle, install, and then activate. You should do those installs in that order to avoid any hiccups in the installation process. So after you've installed those 3 plugins, the next step is to install the theme that I gave you. And the theme I'm going to give you is called profitableaudience.zip. All right, so what I want you to do is go under Appearance, Themes, and then I want you to click on Upload, and then I want you to click on Upload Theme, and then what I want you to do is I want you to choose File, go over to the directory where you downloaded my theme, and the file is going to be called profitableaudience.zip, and I want you to double click on it, click Install Now, and that should install the theme. All right, and so after you've done that, click on Themes again, and you should see this picture. Okay, and so what I want you to do is I want you to activate the theme. Once again, I already activated this theme here, but there should be a button here called Activate, and you're going to want to activate and install that theme. After you've done those couple of steps, you are now ready to start designing your website. All right, so the next step is we're going to design the front page, and the front page that we're going to design is going to look exactly like this one, and I'm going to walk you through it. All right, so I want you to click on Pages and click on Add New. And I want you to just name it something. The name actually doesn't matter here, so I'm just going to type in my front page example. And then I want you to click on Page Builder here. All right, and after that, what I want you to do is select pre-built layout. And what I want you to do is I want you to select this fitness gym pre-built layout. What we're going to do is we're just going to take this pre-built layout and then modify it to our needs to make it look exactly how we want. So I'm going to type in, click on Insert, Replace Current. Are you sure? Yes. And I'm just going to hit Save Draft here and click Preview just to show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like unchanged. Now there's a couple of things that you'll notice here that the title of the page is here and we don't want that here. So the next step is to go under Template and then select Full Width No Title Template. And what that does, I'm just going to hit Save real quick. And what that does is it eliminates that title so it looks like one monolithic front page. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to switch out some of the graphics and the verbiage to make it look exactly how we want. All right, so this site origin hero corresponds to this hero image here. And so we're going to make a modification to it to use our hero image. So I'm going to click on Edit here. And I'm going to click on this tiny little arrow here to bring down the menu. So you can type in whatever you want here, but I've already went ahead and just designed a little header here. So I'm going to cut and paste this stuff here. This is just a little bit of formatting, but basically it says learn how to create a profitable audience step by step. You're free to, I always prefer to do things via code. You guys probably aren't going to be the same way. You can just use the visual editor, type in how you want it to look here, and then just hit save after that. Okay, and so this is exactly what I have. You can just take a screenshot here if you want to just copy exactly what I've done and enter in whatever verbiage you want here. Now the next thing that you want to do is to configure the button. And I'm going to call the button, I'm just going to name it Read the Blog. And so the idea here is when someone clicks on it, they're going to be taken directly to the blog. So you can change the color of the button and the text of the button. So I'm just going to make the text of the button white. I just happen to know these codes offhand, but you can just click on this white button here. And I'm going to make the button color red, just for fun. It's not going to look exactly like the example because I had a specific color code for it. And the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background image. And that's done by clicking on Background. And I'm going to click Choose Media. And I already actually have this image uploaded here. But in general, you're going to want this image to be 1900 by 600 pixels. Okay, it has to be a certain size in order for it to look correctly once you've uploaded it. So I selected this image, click Set Media. And there's a couple of other things that I always like to adjust. The background image opacity, I always like to turn it all the way up to 100. Basically, it just shows the image how it is. And then under Design and Layout, these are just kind of some arbitrary numbers I choose. You can mess around with it to get to look exactly like how you want. But I usually put 150 here. And under the font, my favorite font is Lato. So I'm just going to use Lato here. And again, you can choose whatever font you want. It doesn't really matter. So I chose Lato. Once I'm done here, I click Done. I click Save Draft. And let's see what the page looks like now. Okay, so this is what the page looks like now. You can actually change this button to look like a solid button if you want. So let's say I wanted to change that to a solid button. I just go under Site Origin Hero. I would just select that I want this to be a flat button. And let's see what that gets us here. So it's starting to come together here. This is the front page splash. And then I want to replace these images with our own. And in general, if you're starting a blog or a website, you're probably going to want images maybe of your most popular posts or your value propositions for your blog, like convincing someone why they should actually read your blog and show off your best content here. So I'm just going to add images here on how I had it set up. So instead of using a Site Origin Hero, I'm going to replace it with Site Origin Images, which is basically just an image because I don't need a hero image here. So I'm going to delete all of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a widget. And I'm going to look for Site Origin Image. And I'm just going to drag it how I want. So I want 3 of these images here. So I'm going to hit Duplicate twice. And I'm just going to drag these images. And again, the images layout that you see here is exactly how it's going to be on the website. So I'm just going to be populating these 3 images here that correspond to the 3 images that I just showed you. So I'm going to click on Edit, choose Media, and I already had some of these images pre-uploaded. But obviously you want to use your own images by clicking Upload Files. I already uploaded mine, so I'm just going to select the ones that I already uploaded. Click Set Media, Done. Go to the next image, choose media, select a different image. And then the third and final image, choose media, select the image, set media. Done. Then I'm going to hit save and hit refresh on our page. As you can see here now, we have the images that I just uploaded here. You can adjust the verbiage here however you want. And remember, each one of these blocks corresponds to a corresponding block on the actual web page itself. All right, so for this part, I'm just going to change the verbiage around. So that's this site origin hero image here. And once again, I'm going to click this down arrow and replace this text with my own text. Since I'm teaching you guys how to start a website, check out our website tutorial. I'm going to make it free because it's free. Click done, save draft, and you'll see the verbiage changed. It's a different font, so I want it to be consistent, so I'll probably go back in here. And again, you guys can tweak all this stuff yourself. The whole point isn't to like tweak the fonts here to get it to look like how you want. But let's say I did want to change that font. I would just go under that frame, under design and layout, and I would just pick the font that I want to use, which in this case was Lato. Okay, click done, save draft. As you can see here, everything is coming together here. It's a pretty good looking website. The font's changed here. And under our services, this is another block that corresponds directly to these site origin headlines and features. So let's see. Let's say I wanted to change this up a little bit here. All right, so we don't do body sculpting programs. So I'm just going to change the text to blogging. And then instead of muscle gain, I'm just going to do the first row here because you get the point. You can change this to whatever you want. Podcasting. And instead of boxing sports, I'm going to put YouTubing. Okay. Basically, I'm just adjusting the text for the template that's already there. So I click save. And as you can see here, it changed over to blogging, podcasting, YouTubing, and obviously you can change the text here to whatever you want. So that's pretty much all there is to it, to making this site look good. And as you can see here, it already looks like a pretty darn good looking website here. All right, so what I'm going to now do is I'm going to show you how to mess around with the footer. So in the footer, you probably want to have like an about page and that sort of thing. So quick and dirty, I'm just going to show you how to create an about page. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish on this. Okay, so now this page is published and I want it to be the front page of the site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under Settings, Reading, and I want the front page, the home page, to be a static page, and I want it to be my front page example that I just showed you. Click Save Changes, and what that's done is if I go to the front page of my blog, which is located at blog.myblogexample.com, it will now lead to this page. This is the first page that people will see when they log in, which is what you want. All right. Just some miscellaneous things. I'm going to show you how to update the footer here. It's very simple. Under Appearance, Widgets. So there's a couple things you can configure here. The sidebar, which I haven't shown you just yet. But then there's these two columns for the footer. And right now the footer contains the recent posts, recent comments, and then footer number 2, of course, includes the archives, categories, and meta. You can actually make these whatever you want. So let's say I just want to put some arbitrary text into the footer. Okay, so what I would do is I'd drag this text block over to the footer and just type in, this is an arbitrary block. Can't spell, block of text. Hit save. And if we go back to our page and scroll down to the footer, you'll see this is an arbitrary block of text. Oh, I even spelled block wrong. Anyway, that's embarrassing. But you get the point here. You can include whatever you want in the footer just by adjusting the widgets section of your site. Now I'm going to show you what a blog post looks like. And the way you create a blog post is you go under Posts and you click New. So there's already 2 sample posts here, but I'm just going to create one in front of you guys just so you know. And I'm going to call this Sample Blog Post. And this is a sample blog post to demonstrate how easy it is to create a post in your brand new WordPress blog. Please excuse all these spelling errors. I'm kind of doing this demo on the fly. But I'm going to click Save Draft. What the heck? I'm just going to hit Publish here. And I'm going to show you what that page actually looks like. So it's a sample blog post. Once again, on the sidebar, you can add whatever you want. So in this case, I included a search bar and a calendar. And again, all that can be updated on the widgets section of your admin page. But that's all there is to it. And you have a fully featured blog that looks great. Your front page looks great. And you can write blog posts and whatever pieces of content that you want. You can update the sidebar to include whatever you want. And in a subsequent lesson, we're actually going to teach you how to add an email form in your content on the sidebar and at the bottom of the content as well. All right, so before you go, so there's a couple remaining things just to kind of polish off your blog here. So what you want to do is you want to go under Pages, click Add New, and create a page called Blog, and just hit Publish. This page is going to be the page that's going to have a collection of all the blog posts that you've written. So I'm just going to name that blog. Then I'm going to go under Settings, Reading, and under your post page, I'm going to select Blog. Click Save Changes. So what you'll notice now is that under your site blog, it will include a listing of all the blog posts that you actually have on your site. Now there are a couple other remaining things that I want you to change since we're already here. Under permalinks, this is actually the URL of each post. I want you to click under Post Name and then just click Save Changes. And so what this does is it basically gives the page name in the URL. So for example, the blog page that we just created is now under your blog name /blog. Okay, now you'll notice this menu changed every time I added a page. You can actually configure this menu however you want as well. And the way you do that is you go under Appearance, Menus, and you want to create a new menu, and then you just add whatever pages that you want to it. So obviously I want to add a blog. You probably want an About Us page as well. You might want to add a resource page, but just for fun, I'm just going to add this blog page to the menu. And there it is right there. Click Save Menu. So now that we created the menu, you want to go under Manage Locations and then just drag that new menu that we just created for all the menus on the site. Click Save Changes. And let's take a look at our blog again. And you'll notice that only the blog now is in the main menu. So you can add whatever pages you want to the menu. You can add a blog post. You can add whatever you want to this menu. Okay, so there's one last thing that we have left to do, which is to make sure that all the buttons that we have on the site actually go somewhere. All right, so if you remember before, we had this Find Out More button, and we probably want to point that over to our blog. So let me just quickly show you how to do that. So I'm going to edit this page. I'm going to go under Site Origin Hero, under Hero Frames, and then under Buttons here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the destination URL to blog.myblogexample.com/blog. And then I'm going to hit Update. And when I click on this red button now, it should take me directly to the blog page. Now, just in case you had some other questions about how to create featured content links, I'm just going to show you how to do that real quick. So once again, I'm going to edit this page. And under here, the Site Origin Editor, this Read More link, all I'm going to do is highlight it, click on this link button to add a link, and then I'm just going to, just as an example, I'm just going to have it go to profitableaudience.com, just as an example. Okay, click Done, click Update. I'm going to go to that page, and you'll notice that this Read More is now a link, and when I click on it, it takes you over to our profitableaudience.com webpage. And that is that. You have a fully featured site, you can write blog posts, you can create individual pages, and it's a pretty darn good looking site. All right, and that wasn't very hard. You didn't need any technical knowledge, and you put together a great looking website without hiring a developer.